This is P.Y. Lalita Chaitanya, lecturer in Commerce, Garment City College. Today's topic is promotion of a company. Let us move on to the introduction of promotion of a company. An organization as a company, in essence, comes into existence when a number of persons come together to undertake large projects requiring huge investment and large scale organizational management. Here, a company comes into existence generally by a process referred to as incorporation. Once a company has been legally incorporated, it becomes a distinct entity from those who invest their capital and labor to run the company. Usually, the first step to form a company is the process known as promotion, where a person persuades others to contribute capital to a proposed company before it is incorporated. Such a person is called the promoter of the company. Promoters also can enter into a contract on behalf of a company before or after it has been granted a certificate of incorporation and arrange share issues in the name of the company. Here, the formalities regarding the formation of a company are laid down in the Companies Act 2013. There are 4 stages in the formation of a company as detailed below. That is, company formation, promotion, incorporation, subscription, commencement. Let us move on to the concept of a promoter. Generally, the terms entrepreneurs and promoters are used interchangeably, but conceptually they differ from one another. In a strict sense, entrepreneurs are the innovators or the risk bearers, while promoters are those who take various steps in setting up of business organization. Here, an entrepreneur is a visualizer, while promoter is the executor. Nowadays, an entrepreneur plays a dual role of identifying a promising business proposal and also executing it. Therefore, in a broader sense, both the terms are used interchangeably. Here, promoter is the person who assembles the men, money and the materials into the going concern. Promoter is one who undertakes to form a company with reference to a given project and to set it going, and who takes the necessary steps to accomplish that purpose. Thus, a promoter is mainly concerned with the promotion of a business venture. Section 2, subsection 69 of the Companies Act 2013 defines the term promoter as under. Promoter means a person who has been named as such in a prospectus or is identified by the company in the annual return referred to in the section 92. Industrial Development Corporation, Indian Railways and many more. Thus, all business enterprises in the public sector are promoted by the government. Now move on to the functions of a promoter. Promotion is the step In setting up a new business enterprise, a promoter or an entrepreneur plays an important role in setting up of a new enterprise. For being successful promoter, he or she is required to possess certain characteristics. The first one is risk taking. Risk taking is a primary function of an entrepreneur and profit is the reward for it. Risk can be broadly categorized as insurable risks and non-insurable risks. Insurable risks are those risks for which the entrepreneur is compensated in the event of the occurrence of the loss, for example, loss due to fire, theft, fire, etc. Non-insurable risks are those risks for which the entrepreneur is not compensated in the event of loss. For example, loss due to change in consumers' preferences. The next one is deciding the project. The first and foremost function of an entrepreneur is to decide on the nature of a project to be undertaken. This decision depends upon a number of factors such as availability of resources, supply and demand conditions, existing competition, profitability, etc. Project report and feasibility study helps in making a rational assessment of these factors. If both these reports are favorable, then the entrepreneur can go ahead with the project. So here, deciding the project is one of the function of a promoter. Here, the entrepreneur is to decide the nature of the project to be undertaken. This decision will be mainly depends upon the number of factors such as availability of resources, supply and demand conditions, existing competition, profitability, etc. The third important function of a promoter is raising finance. Once a project has been identified, the entrepreneur has to arrange for necessary finance. The long-term success of a business depends upon the ability of an entrepreneur to procure a finance from the right source and make the optimum use. Here, the short-term needs of a business can be met through overdraft, cash credit and loans, while the long-term needs can be met Once a project has been identified, the entrepreneur has to arrange for necessary finance. The long-term success of business depends upon the ability of an entrepreneur to procure a finance from the right source and make its optimum use. The short-term needs of a firm can be met through overdraft, cash credit and loans, while the long-term needs can be met through shares, debentures and loans from the financial institutions. So, functions of a promoter is the first one is the risk taking, second one is the deciding the project, third one is the raising the finance. So, as we all of them know that the long-term success of business mainly depends upon the ability of the entrepreneur to procure a finance from the right source and make them optimum use is the one of the function of a promoter. And the fourth function of a promoter is production planning. Here, the entrepreneur makes a significant decisions regarding the production of goods and services, such as the use of technology, type of machines and equipments to be used, deciding on the plant layout, the process of production, sources of supply of raw materials and other inputs to be used in the process of production, arranging for fuel, power, water supply, disposal of industrial waste and transportation. So, here in the production planning, the entrepreneur is making a significant decisions regarding the production of goods and services, that is using of technology and using of different types of machines and equipments, deciding the plant layout, plant production, the supply of raw materials and other inputs to be used for the process of production, arranging for the fuel, power, water, supply, disposal of industrial waste and transportation is the these are the functions of a promoter. That is, a production planning is the one of the main function of a promoter. Not only the risk taking, not only the deciding the project, raising finance, but also the production planning is also the function of a promoter. Next, move on to the next point, that is the managing enterprise. Managing an enterprise means to carry out a various managerial functions such as planning, organizing, executing and leading. Here, an entrepreneur has to plan, manage and coordinate the production, finance, sales, administration and personnel in the organization. In a large establishment, these management functions are delegated to the departmental heads, while in the case of a small scale units, the entrepreneur himself performs these functions. So, managing an enterprise is also one of the function of an promoter. Here, carry out various managerial functions like planning, organizing, executing, leading, all this will be managed by the promoter. So, he has to plan, he has to manage and he has to coordinate the production, finance, sales, administration and personnel in the organization. So, this is the one of the more important function of a promoter. The main function is managing the enterprise is the one of the function of a promoter. Next, move on to the next function is earning profit. Here, the main objective of an entrepreneur is to earn a profit and maximize it. Profits can be earned and maximized by increasing the sales or by reducing the costs. Here, whenever competition is intense, the entrepreneur has to resort to cost reduction in order to maximize his profit. So, earning profit also acts as a catalyst to the entrepreneur to grow and succeed. Profits are also necessary for fulfilling a social commitments like creating a job opportunities, developing an underdeveloped areas, etc. So, the main objective of an entrepreneur is to earn a profit and maximize it. So, profits can be earned, maximized by increasing the sales and by reducing the cost. These are the two ways to earn a profit these are the two ways by increasing the profit. So, here earning profit also acts as a catalyst to the entrepreneur to grow and succeed. So, profits are also necessary for fulfilling the social commitments like creating a job opportunities, developing an underdeveloped areas, etc. So, earning profit is the one of the function of a promoter. Next point is innovation. The next important function is innovation. Here, according to Scumter, entrepreneur is an innovator and innovation is the primary function of entrepreneurship. In today's complex and competitive business environment, continuous innovation is necessary in order to survive and grow. Innovation means upgrading the technology and knowledge to be at par with the developments taking place in different parts of the world. It includes automation and mechanization in order to increase the quantity as well as the quality of the products. So, here entrepreneur is he should be an innovator. Innovation is one of the function of entrepreneurship. So, in the competitive business environment, continuous innovation is necessary in order to survive and grow the business is known as the innovation. Next important function of a promoter is decision making. Here, decision making is the core function of an entrepreneur. Decision making is a process to arrive at a decision. It is the process by which an individual selects one position or action from several alternatives. Here, an entrepreneur's ability is to often judge by the decisions that he makes. Here, decision making is a central job of all entrepreneurs because they are always confronted with the problems like what is to be done and what is to do it. When and where, occasionally even how it is to be done. So, this is also one of the important function of a promoter. Next, move on to the types of promoters. Promoters are of different types depending upon the role they play in the promotion of a business. Here the first one is a government as a promoter. India has adopted mixed economy where there is a coexistence of public and private sector. A large number of business undertakings were promoted by the central and state governments. In the post-independence period, some such enterprises are oil and natural gas corporations, Air India, Maharashtra. Industrial development corporations, Indian Railways and many more. Thus, all the business enterprises in the public sectors are promoted by the government. The next type of promoters are institutional promoters. Large financial institutions, that is Industrial Development Bank of India, Industrial Credit and Investments Corporation of India and Small Industrial Development Bank of India and even nationalized banks have their merchant banking divisions. Here, such divisions provide all types of assistance for the promotion of a new business enterprises. They also contribute towards the share capital of companies and may acquire a controlling share in them is the meaning of institutional promoters. So, large financial institutions will be there, all will come under the institutional promoters. The next type of promoter is professional promoters. Professional promoters. Professional promoters discover a business opportunity. Professional promoters discover a business opportunity and take up all the responsibility of exploiting it on behalf of their clients. These promoters are professionals and specialize in starting a new enterprises, but they are neither businessmen nor industrialists. They undertake to promote a new business on behalf of their clients. After promoting an enterprise, they hand it over to their clients for the execution. So, they charge a commission or a fees for the services rendered by them. Such type of promoters will be called as a professional promoters. So, here in the professional promoters discover a business opportunity and take all the responsibilities of exploiting in behalf of their clients is known as the professional promoters. And the next type of promoter is financial promoters. Financial promoters are basically a financial institutions, investment trusts, commercial banks, etc. Financial promoters provide finance to the companies as a loan and or subscribe to the part of share capital of the company. Here, some of these promoters finance the entire project and acquire a controlling interest in the venture. They are more of financiers rather than promoters. When the company starts generating a revenue, such promoters gradually withdraw their stake from it. That type of promoters will be called as financial promoters. So, financial promoters are basically a financial institution investment, commercial banks, all will come under the financial promoters. So, these financial promoters provide a finance to the companies as a loan and subscribe to the part of share capital of the company. So, it is very easy to run the company due to this financial promoters. The next type of promoters is occasional promoters. Occasional promoters are the promoters who take up the work of floating a special business enterprise and managing its affairs. They promote new business venture for their own sake and do not sell it after its formation. They are not professionals. They usually establish a small business unit by contributing their own capital. Such promoters personally look after the entire promotional work. These promoters establish a small business and restrict their operations to a local area is known as occasional promoters. So here occasional promoters means who take up this type of promoters who take up the work of floating a special business enterprise and managing the affairs of the business, and they promote a new business ventures and for the formation of a company or a business. Is that type of promoters will be called as occasional promoters. Last but not least, the last type of a promoter is a technical promoter. A technical promoters are the experts in the field of technology such as engineers, architects, technicians, etc. They are concerned with the supply of technological assistance required for setting up of a particular kind of business unit. Such promoters are generally consultants who provide specialized services to the new entrepreneurs in return for fees and commission. They also undertake feasibility study and prepare project report for their clients. He is known as technical promoters. The next type of promotion of a company, next topic in this is, just now we have discussed a promotion means undertaking such a step which would pursue a large number of people to come together for achieving a common goal through the company form of organization. The process of setting up of a new enterprise starts as soon as an idea strikes in the mind of the promoter. This is also known as discovery of an idea or a promotion stage. The promotion stage includes discovery, investigation, assembling and financing. All these tasks are performed by the promoter. Here, promotion may be defined as the discovery of business opportunities and the subsequent organization of a property, funds, managerial ability into business concern for the purpose of making profits therefrom. Persons who carry out the task of promotion are known as promoters. Promotional activities may be carried out for any of the following purposes. The first one is for starting a new business. Second one is for expanding an existing business. Third one is for converting either sole trading or partnership into a company. Fourth one is for combining certain going concerns by forming a holding company or a merger. Promotion of a company is a tedious task and involves a number of interrelated steps and formalities as under. The first one is discovery of business opportunities. A person or more may get an idea of starting a new business, if possible, of untapped resources of new inventions. Promotion of a company, in that the first point is discovery of business opportunities. Here, discovery of business opportunity means a person or more may get an idea of starting a new business, if possible, of untapped resources of new inventions. Then the discovery of business opportunities begins. The discovery phase of promotion consists of the following sub-steps. That is, the first one is conception of an idea. Here, conception of an idea means the promoter's work begins when an idea strikes him regarding some business which can be profitably undertaken by a company. The promoter may also see some possibility of gain in an existing line of business, is known as conception of ideas. And the second one is investigation. Before executing an idea, it is necessary to carry out a detailed investigation of the commercial viability of the idea. This task is undertaken by these experts who undertake a detailed investigation and prepare a report thereof. And the third one is verification. The expert committee report need not be accepted at the face value without getting it verified by separate group of independent experts. If the reports of this group is also favorable, then the idea is taken up for commercial exploitation. And the second point in this is assembling. Assembling means during this stage, the promoters give a proper shape to their idea by assembling various resources such as managerial and technical ability and physical resources. Here, assembling includes such activities as the selection of site, purchase or lease of land, construction of buildings, purchase of equipment, securing of patent rights, entering into contract with persons for technical managerial office and factories jobs, etc. is known as assembling. And the third point is preparation of financial plan. During this stage, promoters undertake financial planning for the purpose project in order to ensure its financial viability. Here, financial planning means determining an ideal capital structure, sources and applications of funds, and maintaining adequate cash flow. Promoters may enter into contract with underwriters, bankers, and financial institutions for raising necessary loans for meeting working capital requirements is known as preparation of financial plan. Here, in the promotion of a company, the first one is a discovery of business opportunities. We have today's topic is promotion of company. In the promotion, we have studied about the introduction and the concept of a promoter. As we all of them will know that promoter is a person who assembles the men, money and materials into going concern. The functions of promoter are: the first one is the risk taking, second one is deciding the project, third one is raising finance, fourth one is production planning, fifth one is managerial enterprise, sixth one is earning profit, next one is innovation, next one is decision making. And we have also discussed about the types of promoters. That is, the first one is the government as a promoter, institutional promoter, professional promoter, financial promoter, vocational promoter and technical promoter. So, these are the different points in a promotion of a company. So, here for company formation, the first step is promotion. So, we have discussed about the promotion functions, types of promoters and what are the steps involved in a promotion. And the second step required for formation of a company is incorporation. So, incorporation stage means the process of giving a birth to a new company, that is undertaking various steps to get the company registered with the registrar of companies. This is a legal stage through which a company gets a separate legal entity. Here, the company can be registered either as a private limited company or public limited company. This requires a number of formalities and preparation and filing of various documents with the registrar of companies is known as incorporation. In the incorporation of a company, there is a selection of type of company, appointment of directors, selection of the name of the proposed company, submitting the application for incorporation, memorandum of association, articles of association, other documents, particulars of subscribers, registered office of the company. These are a different number of formalities and preparation of filing various documents is required in the register of companies. So the first one is the selection of type of a company, means the first step in the formation of a company is to select appropriate type of a company to be formed as per the section 3 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013. A company may be formed for any lawful purpose by 7 or more persons where the company to be formed is to be a public company. 2 or more persons where the company to be formed is to be a private company, and other persons where the company to be formed is to be one person company. And the second one is appointment of directors. The proposed company must appoint the requisite number of directors, that is 1 in the case of one person company, 2 in the case of private company, in the case of public limited company. So here directors should be individual only and no body corporate. So HUF or partnership firm can be appointed as a directors. Directors must apply for directors identification number, that is a DIN number, in e-form titled DIR 3, and one of the director must obtain a digital signature from the DSC vendor eMudra, FIFI or TCS. And next formality required is selection of the name of proposed company. The director should apply for the submitting the application for incorporation. Here the application for the name of company is valid for a period of 60 days from the date of application. Hence, the promoters have to apply for incorporation in e-form, that is INC 7, along with necessary documents within a period of 60 days from the date of application for name. If the promoter fails to file the application for incorporation within the stipulated time, then the application for the name lapses and the promoters have to reapply for the availability of the name. Various documents that needs to accompany the applications of incorporation are: the first one is MOA. For the incorporation, we require the memorandum of association. It is the most significant document for the company as it embodies the fundamental rules regarding the constitution and scope of activities of a company. Here, the Companies Act specifies different forms of MOA or different categories of companies in schedule as under. The next important document required for incorporation of a company is AOA. AOA is nothing but articles of association, consists of set of rules, regulations and bylaws made by the company for its internal management and for carrying out the objects of the company. Embodied in its memorandum, the Act also specified different forms of AOA and different categories of company as under. The next are the documents besides including surname or family name, residential address, nationality, and such other particulars of every subscriber to the memorandum, along with proof of identity, should also be furnished along with the application of incorporation. Where the subscriber to the memorandum is a body corporate, then its necessary details such as corporate identity number or registration number, its name, address of registered office, and such other details is required to be furnished. The next one is registered offices of the company. A company must have placed as it is registered office in the state stated in the memorandum or within 15 days of its incorporation. The company has to submit online details of its registered office in the form INC 22, give the date of the has been registered office and any of the following documents. The registered document of the title of the premises of the registered office in the name of the company, or the notarized copy of lease or rent agreement in the name of the company, along with a copy of rent bill receipt not older than 1 month. The authorization from the owner of the premises permitting to use the premises by the company as its registered office act. The next point is the utility bill of services like telephone, gas, electricity, etc. depicting the address of premises in the name of the owner which is not older than 2 months. Next point is issue of certificate of incorporation. The above documents along with the applications for incorporation and necessary fees are to be filed with the registrar of companies. The registrar of companies examines all the documents and is satisfied about their correctness. The certificate of incorporation along with the distinct corporate identification number is issued to the company. The certificate is dated and signed by the registrar. It is the proof of the fact that the company has been incorporated. On incorporation, the company name and details of directors are displayed on the MCA website. Now, a company having share capital is required to obtain a separate certificate of commencement of business according to Section 11 of the Companies Act 2013.